A Georgia Senate candidate says he raised nearly $2 million for his campaign after he called out his opponent for deliberately mispronouncing Senator Kamala Harris's name. The backlash sparked an online movement encouraging people to share their name, family history, and culture. Today on Alive at 5, we talked about the hashtag #MyNameIs and everything that led up to it. This all started on Friday with Georgia Senator David Perdue, a Republican. He's up for re-election, and during a campaign rally for President Trump in Macon, he said this.
What, Kamala or Kamala, I don't know. Whatever.
Senator Perdue was immediately called out by his opponent, Democrat Jon Ossoff, who tweeted out the video and said, quote, "We are so much better than this." It created an outcry online, and today, Ossoff's campaign announced he raised more than $1.8 million after that tweet alone. A lot of people online said Senator Perdue's comments were just blatantly disrespectful. We know since Senator Harris was chosen as Joe Biden's VP, there have been a lot of talk about her name. She has taken time to explain to people how to pronounce it, Kamala. Some studies have shown that mispronouncing someone's name can be a microaggression. One study from the University of California, Cheryl, in particular, focused on school-age kids. It found that mispronouncing someone's name creates feelings of anxiety and alienation and really pressures some people to change or adapt their names to conform.
Sure, it goes all the way back to the playground. I think I can remember it happening when I was a kid, and I've seen it happen to my kids and their friends, so nothing new for certain. A lot of people sharing their thoughts on this specific instance at the rally on the 11 Alive Facebook page. There were people online defending Senator Perdue, saying he simply mispronounced Senator Harris's name. They did not think it was intentional. Other people, they say, have done it as well. Senator Perdue's team says that's what happened here. But here's the big point of pushback in the national conversation and what we're seeing online as well. People saying a mispronunciation is one thing. You quickly correct it apologetically or respectfully. But they point out he took it further, played to the crowd, and added the whatever. Again, this is someone Senator Perdue worked on a small committee with for quite some time, and they've been in the Senate together for more than 3 years.
And a lot of people did point out that exact point, Cheryl, saying that this was just plain disrespect. Let's jump into the comments. Nancy says, "That's just rude. No matter your political affiliation, it's just rude." And Jamie says, "What happened to the good old days when politicians at least pretended to be respectful of their opponents? Trump's, quote, rough around the edges tactics have sent a loud message. It's okay to say hateful, disrespectful, mean-spirited things. We should all strive to be better." And I think it was the whatever. And it was, doing it wrong 3 different ways, as if to say, it's one of those, and it was neither of those. And the fact that she's gone to great lengths to, educate people on how to say it properly. And I do think, Cheryl, I work with you every day. There's no way that if we even worked on a small committee together for 3 years that I wouldn't know how to properly pronounce your name. So.
And it's been amazing, Aisha, to see how much this has resonated with people having their own experiences with something like this. It's been incredible, the conversation that's been all weekend long. It's led to a hashtag to be shared all over the world called #MyNameIs. People from different backgrounds are sharing their names, the meaning behind them, as a celebration of their cultures. Bernice King is just one of the many who joined in. She tweeted that her name means bringer of victory. And a lot of this conversation, Aisha, is saying, when you call someone by name, if you meet someone and then you see them again and they call you by name, you feel like, oh, like they remembered me. I'm important. There's value there. That saying someone's name and saying it correctly means something.
Spelling Aisha with an A, I've been Aisha my entire life. So this one really hit home. I'm going to have to go and look through that hashtag, Cheryl.
It's a good one.
So we want to hear your thoughts on this one and what your name means. You can comment on this video over on the 11 Alive YouTube channel, and also don't forget to subscribe for more videos.